Okay, guys, better late than never. Novak News, we're 10 minutes late. All good things take time. Doesn't matter how good we get with this technology stuff, there's always something that goes wrong behind the scenes. Guys, I'm here tonight. You've got myself and you've got Nick Friend.
Hey guys.
Nick is kind of like my social media twin. I've just sort of found him in the industry not so long ago. Nick, you're an agent.
Yes.
And you also have your own media company.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We just did an article together about agents selling on social media. And what's interesting is Nick actually sold a property on Facebook. Nick, how long ago?
2015.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it was obviously, I know that you built your social media following up.
Yeah.
It was even harder to build it up to get that success, that result in 2015.
I can only
building
imagine.
it prior to that. So
that's right. I mean, I can only imagine because, you know, for those of you guys that know my journey, I've been in sales 2.5 years, started selling properties as pre-market on my social media portals 2 years ago. And people were saying to me then, Nick, what are you doing, Lisa? Yeah. You cannot social media this way.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how hard that must have been for you back in 2015.
Look, it was difficult. A lot of people, I don't think, understood it. Thought it was just, I mean, back in those days, you posted photos of what you had for dinner and your cat. Social media hadn't taken off. And no one gave it any respect back in those days. So it was really difficult. And I got laughed and ridiculed and all that kind of thing. But I needed to make money. I needed to make sales. And and it was free. That was back in the days when Facebook was free. The algorithms, you know, you didn't have to beat the algorithms. You didn't have to pay for everything. So why not put your owners in front of a platform, number one, that was free? But I had 4,500 friends on Facebook.
So tell me about what happened. So you were in real estate then, and now I understand that you kind of, you juggle a couple of balls. So not only are you a selling agent, but you've also got your own media company, which we're going to cover in a moment. But that first sale that you made back in 2015, like, what were you even thinking then? I mean, I know the industry, people thought I was crazy doing this 2 years ago because I saw something then. I was like, hang on a second, there's the realestate.com and domain portals, but what else is out there for people? What happened? Like, what did you do? How did you start, and what did you do?
It was bizarre. It was a Thursday afternoon, and I got a message through Messenger on Facebook. I was in Wallara. The property was in Oxley Park, so I'm in Western Sydney, and the lady asked me to help sell her house, and I was like, okay, I'll get a conjunction or a co-agency or something. So I thought, okay, I signed it up, got the contract, all that kind of thing, and I was waiting for the photographer to come out. I thought, I'll just post it on Facebook. An RP data photo it was. Put it on Facebook, and it was sold 3 days, unconditionally exchanged 3 days later, 30 grand above asking price. And I was
unbelievable. I mean, look, I'm not shocked by this. What I am shocked by is that this happened back in 2015 when really, as you said, Facebook was a place where friends interacted with friends. Now it's a marketplace. It's a business now. Obviously, you know, to really get any decent engagement, you do need to put money behind it. There's a strategy to it. But it was so successful for you that you've actually started training people, training companies, just agents or anyone?
Anyone really.
Okay. On how to do this sort of stuff effectively.
And I think it's when you look at things like the algorithms. So compare now to 2015. Now you've got to pay for the same reach that I was getting back then. Back then, 4,500 followers seeing my content. Now, to beat the algorithms, to get them to see it, you've got to be putting out content constantly. You've got to be putting out engaging content. You've got to have your audience engaging with you. So we train people how to use, obviously get around all that, but how to use the contacts and the data that you've already got to get it in front of the right people. So not just everyone, but the right people.
So this seems to be the big thing now, because now for me personally, like I'm 2 years into doing my pre-market stuff on social media. I now know I'm definitely not crazy. I know it's a real thing, and it's you know, it's turned a lot of heads in the industry, and most importantly, it's been very successful for vendors and for buyers. But I do get asked all the time, can you help me, Lisa? Can you help me build my social media. I want to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's not really my line of work, and I do it because I do want to help people. But then there's people like you, Nick, who can help people to do this sort of stuff and answer some of these questions. Tell me, what are the top 5 tips you can give to people that are watching to help them? Because people are very green where this stuff is concerned, and I get that.
Yeah. Don't freak out. Number 1, be authentic, be yourself, know what your audience wants to know about, not what you think they want to know about, and make it fun. And I'll tell you one question. Let me help you. I'll tell you one question I get asked a lot. Yeah. People say, like I'm mentoring a young lady at the moment from Tom Panos's real estate gym. Okay. So I'm giving away a half an hour of my time each day to an agent who's in lockdown in Melbourne. Okay. And this lady has won, for, use a better word, my time to help her mentor. Now, the thing is that people don't realize that you need to be consistent. And consistency is not putting up one nice Instagram post a day and expecting that you're going to get that engagement. Exactly. All right. Yeah. The other question that I get asked a lot is, I don't have followers. How do I get people watching my social media? Okay. Yep. Help me answer that. Yep. I think when you go, okay, so number 1, how to get people to watch your stuff. Yeah. Obviously, lives, tagging people, being amongst community, getting your brand out there, getting people to know who you are. I send out a lot of emails, and I've got my socials on the bottom of it. So if you're looking to boost your socials and get a presence out there, that's probably the best one. Yep. Follow different community pages. Yeah. Your content doesn't always have to be about real estate. We care about real estate. We love it. We're in it every day, but the general public may not be in that headspace every day, but they might care about The Masked Singer is on tonight. It's the grand final. So, just little things like that, as far as tagging different communities, getting involved with different communities, finding out what makes them tick, that will really escalate you and really start to make you look like the well-rounded, I suppose, industry market leader that we want. Yeah. And I think the thing is, in our industry, and I was writing a post about this the other day, is that as agents industry-wide, we're really good at reporting the sale and we forget to tell the story. Correct. So we're so quick to say sold, block record, that's wonderful and that's great for the agent. And I get that part of it, because obviously we want to be seen to, be successful at what we're doing, and that we listed that property and that we did sell it for a record price. Yeah. But that's more about the agent. Yes. I think the thing is that we've got to be thinking about where's the value for the person. And that's a great point. And it brings me back to when I sold in Paddington a couple of years ago. Now, we spent 6 months getting that property ready for market. It needed a paint job. It needed some trees and things like that pulled out the front. We needed to get the stylist through. We needed to get the photography obviously done. We needed skip bins. There was a lot of furniture and a lot of things that needed to be done. But you're right. As sales agents, we sell our results, but we don't sell what we actually do very well. So we put together, I think I called it some auction wrap. It was about 59 seconds. Yeah. And I think we called it 6 months work in 60 seconds. And we actually showcased the work that we did within that time frame. And I think showing what we actually do, because at the end of the day, a vendor, yes, they want a great result, but they want that stress taken away. They want to know that someone's going to help them. And guys, you've got to be adding value to people. So, maybe that's why, what we've done with our social media in terms of being able to get sales across the line is because there's value there. There's value there for the vendor who doesn't need to spend any money in marketing. There's value there for the vendor in the sense that it's instant for them. So I just did a presentation tonight and she said, look, Lisa, I need to be sold very, very quickly. There's no downtime to getting them onto the social media channels. Correct. Yeah, correct. I always say perfect takes time. So there's definitely a place for the polished version of a listing, without a doubt. I love that. I love my marketing, but it does take time, right? To get the photographer, get the photos back, get the floor plan done, get the drone in. That all takes time. Social media is instant. And then, of course, there's value there for the buyer because they're getting to see stock before it actually goes onto the portal, which you may not have been doing when you started doing this back in 2015, right? Which like in social media world is like
the good old days,
Yeah.
you know, that was before we even knew
But
what
think
we were
about
about.
it. We've got the iPhone, what's the iPhone Plus or whatever it is.
Yes.
We were dealing with the iPhone 3.
Yeah.
And the quality was not good. I look back, Facebook memories.
This is a great point.
And Facebook
Yes.
memories just scare me because it's so blurry, but it was
Yes.
great back then.
Okay.
It worked. And
I want to ask you this question because I do get asked this all the time. Devices.
yes.
Devices. Okay, so social media. So someone's starting out fresh,
Yep.
and let's suggest they're an agent in the industry because I know we've got quite a few watching. G'day to everyone as well. Hello, everyone. We've got some people tuning in from overseas as well. Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And for those of you that have, I'm here with Nick Friend. Nick is an agent who sold his very first property off Facebook in 2015 and also has his own media company as well. If you need help with your social media and doing the sorts of things that we do, you can reach out to Nick. We'll pop his details in a little bit later on as well. But it's, you know, look, it's interesting because I do get asked a lot about devices.
Okay.
Tell me about those.
Well,
What do we need? What do we need?
you need the iPhone. And you need to know how to
Wait, I was like getting comfortable, like waiting for the big long list.
You need to know how to you need to know how to turn the camera on yourself. If you can push that button, you can do social media marketing. It doesn't need the bells and whistles. You don't need to go into these big productions because I think the one thing too, back when I was doing it, and you probably found the same thing, Instagram, you could do videos for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And that's what we all used to do back in the day. But Snapchat killed all that back in the day with 12 or 15 second stories. Nowadays, to keep someone's attention, even at 59 seconds for Instagram, that's
impossible.
That's a long time.
It's
you get
impossible.
That little IGT TV little icon. People know it's going to be longer than a minute and they tune out.
They tune out. That's exactly
to keep someone's attention for longer than 15 seconds, out.
Guys, did you hear that? To keep someone's attention for longer than 15 seconds. So please do not use that valuable time by introducing yourself. It's not necessary because they're on your channel already. So the big mistake that I see agents make is they'll start their video. Hi, it's Lisa Novak here from Novak Properties. Today I'm at the blah, blah, blah. You've lost me already. They're on your channel. Get going with your content immediately because you have how long to grab someone's attention?
You've got about 5 seconds.
That's it.
But they don't. The other thing too is think about when socials are most active. It's this time of night. It's between 6 and 9 p.m. They want to watch the Masked Singer grand final. Yeah. They don't necessarily want to see you pitching your latest listings. To talk to them. Don't talk at them. Don't ram your product down their throat.
Correct.
Why is that property value? Why is it a special property? Why is it unique? Talk to your clients. You
know what else I find that's really interesting? Again, I'll often have people reach out and say, well, how do you think about all this content? Do you guys ever run out of things to say to your friends? Like, is there ever a time when you're sitting and talking to a friend and you're like, I've run out of things to say now, I'm going to go home. We are full of information that people want to know about, riddled with it as an industry. You know, there is so much value that we have. And I was talking to Mark, to my husband the other night, Nick, and I was saying to him, where's the agent in Melbourne that is in lockdown, that is doing the diary of a real estate agent in lockdown? I want to see that. I want to see what do you guys do all day when you're in lockdown? How do you keep yourself motivated, fit? What does your day look like? How do you go to the shops? Like, what does that actually look like? I'm fascinated by it. And I reckon that would make for great viewing.
I definitely would tune into something like that. But I think you've just touched on something really important there. And I think if you look at both what we do and how we do it, you're walking through properties with holding your phone up. Like was in the article, I'm generally walking down Macleay Street, my headphones in a singlet, but people know us. They're looking at us now before, that's what the first place they come across us. They want to know that we're approachable. Look, I think that's a big key as well. Is just putting content out that people want to see, but that's going to engage them.
And you know what? Don't overthink it. That's
Correct.
The big thing, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Just, don't overthink it. The worst thing that you can do is take multiple videos of yourself and continue doing them until you get perfect. People don't want perfect on social media. They will respect the authenticity. Right? Isn't that the truth? 100%. So you in your singlet with your headphones, me running through the street, just like, hairs all in your face and you make mistakes. It doesn't matter at all because we are humans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And people, it's relatable. People will respect you for that. So, okay, last top tip. Give me one. What's your last top tip?
I think coming back to what we're saying about the kind of content, because you mentioned it, do you ever run out of content? I think the one thing that I find, and anyone that follows my stuff will hear me say, I was asked the other day, and that's probably, if you're looking for inspiration, you're getting it at every open home, at every buyer appointment. Really listen to what your vendors are saying, your buyers are saying, your tenants are saying, your landlords are saying, your staff are saying, because that is what Mr. and Mrs. Smith down the street want to know. So I think really listening to your audience and to your client.
Well, that's it, because you'll start to get people. So I've got on my Lisa Novak Properties on my business page, I've got about 4,000 followers. It's not a lot of followers, but it's 4,000 of the right followers. So I'd rather have 4,000 of the right followers on my business page than 40,000 of which are never going to transact, are really not interested in my content. So make sure that you're attracting the right tribe, and people will start to follow you for the right reasons. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
Really quick. All right, sorry.
Why not?
No, but you're right. You don't need 10,000 followers to be successful on Instagram. So on my, or Facebook or LinkedIn. So on my...
Okay, wait. Say it again. Please say it again. This is because the fake news in social media is I don't get likes, I don't get comments, and I don't have enough followers. Say it again.
That stuff is rubbish.
Yeah.
You do not need 10,000 followers to make a success on social media. It doesn't matter. I saw something the other day where a guy commented, or he put something on LinkedIn. He had a client that had 400 followers. They went through a couple of his last posts. The guy was getting 1 or 2 comments on every single post, but wasn't responding. That's probably the main thing for anyone to take away, because these people are engaging with your content. If you can't look after the people that are already engaging with your stuff, what are you going to do with another 9,500 followers? It's just,
this is so true.
Yeah,
it is.
Nurture those relationships that you've got.
100%. And also, I want to add a little tip as well, because if you are going to put yourself out onto social media and you're going to be listing, selling property, doing whatever you do on there, you need to make sure that you are getting back to people immediately. Yeah. So I see my social media comments like a chat group.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like a chat group.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be automated. I want it to be authentically me. It's going to be me that's going to answer you, and I will answer you unless I'm asleep.
Okay.
All right. So, and it's going to happen fast. So I want that level of service for my customers, because guess what? If I give you the information that you want and you want it fast, and I give it to you fast rather, you're going to continue to engage with my content because it'll be a nice experience.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be authentic or to be yourself or to take that first step and get out there. I mean, I was doing it back in 2014 when I had a lot of people laughing and making out it was a joke. I know that when you were starting out as well, like you've just absolutely creamed it. You are the queen of social media marketing, but I know it hasn't been.
There's my tiara, look. There it is there.
but you know, and I know it probably hasn't come without hassles or without, things in the past as well. And I want people to know that we're a success of that. It shows you don't have to be the biggest, you don't have to be the best. Social media gives everybody a chance. That's what I love about it.
100%.
Puts us all on an equal playing field.
P.S. We're equally as hopeless with technology. That's the other thing, right? Yeah. You don't need to be great at technology. I am definitely not great at technology. All I use, we've got this wonderful setup here in our studio here at Novak HQ, but all I use is my iPhone. That's it. Lots and lots of live content. Save it to your camera roll. Yeah. Reuse it. Post it across all the platforms. Yeah. Don't get hung up on the times to post, the consistency. How often you should post, what you should post, when you should post, who's liking, who's following, all that sort of stuff. Don't get hung up on it, guys. It's not important. It's irrelevant. Yeah. It's irrelevant. All right.
Thank you.
We're done.
We're done.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been a great pleasure. As I said, I feel like I've met my twin here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to put Nick's comments as well at the bottom of the chat here. And we'll see you guys next week on Monday night at 8 o'clock. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. I need to just work out how to
Do that.
and end.